Hey fisherman, Aqua Duelist here, and I apologize that there was only one video last week. Thursday I came down with a really bad respiratory infection, and I'm still kind of recovering from it, but I'm just nowhere near as bad as it originally was, and I'm at the point where I'm like, I can actually record again. It was pretty bad, like, it was pretty horrible. I was struggling to breathe at one point, it just got so bad, so, yeah, sorry about that, guys, but I'm okay now at least. I might hear my cat in the background going nuts. She's got the zoomies, but today I'm giving you guys three just good generic water engines, and everyone's gonna be familiar with with one of these just because it's just too good, and it's the Frog engine. Now, for this engine, it's three totally awesomes, three swaps, three dupes, and then the two Ronin Totens. Like, this engine is just too good. Like, if you're looking for just like kind of like a generic water engine, this is just the best. Like, it's just too good not to run. Uh, Swap Frog is basically like the flagship, just forefront water monster. That's how, at least to me, he's just insanely powerful. You can basically, summon, send Dupe and Ronin Tonin, and you can special summon him by discarding a water monster, and you can send any level 2 or lower Aqua. But it's just like it's too good because Ronin Tonin can essentially just banish a frog from grave to bring himself out, and then you can make totally awesome. Requires two level 2 Aquas. Swap Frog just gives you that additional normal summon as well. It's just insanely stupid. Like, they're too good not to really, play in just any water deck, I feel. That's, yeah. Like, I don't know. I just think it's just hands down just the best generic water engine. Like, I feel like they're just generic enough, honestly. Like, you could honestly splash these in so much when it comes to just water decks in general, but a lot of people kind of don't. It's way better than I think people give it credit for, but I mean, frogs are a huge fan favorite. Paleo frogs have been topping pretty much ever since they came out. So yeah, just stupidly good. I couldn't mention this. I couldn't just not mention this when it comes to generic water engines. So this next generic water engine, this is a kind of like a trapped and spell one, and it's 3 copies of Toriental Tribute, 3 copies of Fury of Karushin, and then I personally like to play 1 copy of Foolish Burial Goods. You could play 2, it's personal preference. So basically what makes this a generic water engine is Fury of Karushin, which basically searches out the Toriental, and you can banish this from the grave to basically protect your water monsters from being destroyed once. So the idea is, you search it, Toriental your opponent, and then banish to save your monsters. I love and hate this engine. As a generic engine for, water decks, it's not bad at all. The thing I hate about it, though, is it was basically Legendary Fisherman support, and this isn't what they needed. It's basically Legendary Fisherman support done wrong. It didn't fix the overall issue the deck had. It just added on to more of what it could already do, and it's just like, I don't know. It didn't do what the deck needed, for at least for Legendary Fisherman. Makos and I. But now, just for the generic water, it's really freaking good. Actually, this is actually stupidly good inside, Phantasm Spirals. Really freaking good in there. And actually, just a lot of non-water decks can kind of abuse it. It's kind of crazy just how many of those can really take full advantage of this. But I think this is, like, definitely worth looking at and trying out just for, any water deck in general. It's not terrible at all. Like I said, I love it and I hate it. It's good. I just hate how it doesn't fix the the issues Legendary Fisherman has. So this last one, it's gonna be kind of weird, and so it's a bit dated, but I love this engine. And it's 3 copies of Elemental Hero Bulbman, 3 copies of Elemental Hero Emergency Call, and then 1 copy of Reinforcing the Army. So what's the whole concept here? What's this supposed to do? So basically, I played this as just kind of like a little extender engine in Gradles and Aqua Ashes at one point. Sorry, guys. I'm still kind of recovering from that respiratory infection. But yeah. So the idea was, if I opened up e-calls, and basically used up my hand, I could just kind of, activate them, grab the Bulbman, and Bulbman's last card in my hand, so, I can just drop on the field as an extra body. If I open up multiple e-calls, I could basically set one, activate one hand to get E-Hero Bulbman here, and then, special summon him, and then activate the other one I set. Basically, just kind of, the whole concept was basically, it was just kind of a form of an extender, and it wasn't too bad. When I did play this, I also did play 2 copies of Mask Change 2 and, Master Hero Acid, but that's just kind of like, I feel like it's not really strictly part of this engine. That's just generic enough to go into any water deck, really, or anything playing water. So, but yeah, this engine is a little dated. I do kind of like it still. I think I would actually pick this up and play it again maybe someday. But it's just one of those things where it was just an idea I had that overall really worked for what I wanted to do. And there's been times where I literally summoned 2 of them and then did Bahamut Toad. That was cool. So yeah, you have a couple different things you can do, and now that we have links, I feel like this is like slightly better just because you can link the Bulbmans off. But yeah, so that's it for these 3 just good generic water engines. I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys want me to do more just generic good water cards or engines, let me know down in the comments. And if there's anything in particular I haven't missed, go ahead and drop those in the comments down below. Link in the description down below to the last video I did pertaining to this, which was just 7 insanely good water monsters in general, or just water cards in general. And link in the description down below to my Instagram if you want to see stuff I'm doing, behind the scenes for the channel, and just see a couple things about me in general. That's there. And don't forget to harpoon that like button, harpoon that subscribe button. It would really help the channel out. And I will see y'all in the next video.